Welcome to the channel, Jonnie and I. I'm Johnny, and I'm the reason your mom told you not to play with scissors. Here we get to share in the journey of making stuff together. Today's video is like the companion piece to or whole study that I was working on last week. It's a painting of my daughter, and it's also in the impasto stage. Impasto stage comes after the. Usually, I do the ground, and then I do a drawing, and then over the drawing, I do a layer that people call the imprimatura, just basically a clear that kind of seals in the drawing so it doesn't get all smudgy later. Sometimes I use polyvinyl acetate, which is like a just white glue but non-acidic, or I'll use what I usually use as a medium, which is liquid, which is a commercial product. It's basically just polymerized linseed oil with some mineral spirits in it. I've just always have used it. So, as I said, it's in the impasto layer. I was having a conversation with my friend Jenny and kind of using our conversation as a script of sorts, and thinking about the impasto layer, how it's important for being able to create certain kind of visual effects that are, it's like an indirect process. The way I look at it is sort of along the lines of when you've ever seen like a piece of furniture that's really old and it has this like patina that's like you can tell like it's been loved on, and like all the hands that have like worked on it. I always think of like this board that my grandfather had made my mother. It was just these pine board that had been nailed together, and we always used it for drawing, and it was never sealed. So it always, every little mark and every time our little hands like touched it, it just kind of like took on this patina. But a lot of furniture that I really, really like, that's really ancient, has this patina. And you always like watch Antiques Roadshow, and they're like, oh no, like when someone like sanded on something, like that patina, that worn quality. And to build in that warm quality into the paintings, I've come to really enjoy employing this impasto layer. It's just basically putting down like a really thick, kind of three-dimensional sculpted layer of almost white that can be scraped later. But then it shows the brushwork. And so later when I put in layers of glaze, some of the paint goes into the prior brushwork, and if you scrape off the top of it, you kind of build out these highlights. And so there's a lot of like little technical or just like kind of like tricks or things that you get this flexibility with the layer impasto. And so I usually like it. So generally I put down that layer of I got premature sealing the drawing, and then over that I'll do like a scumbling kind of value study, and usually just you call it a grisaille, which is a fancy word for saying like gray
What's
painting,
that sound?
gray
Everything I
grisaille,
look at going down.
and over that gives me an idea where to start putting the thicker layers of impasto. So it's important, like I like to leave that clear, so you can still see the drawing. I don't know if what I do is actually painting as much as like the building up this drawing three-dimensionally with paint, and also just this connection with the hand. Like there's this romantic feeling, or this, often in life we have our loved ones and they leave us and they're not here to sometimes share with us what they did, but in the activity of doing similar things with our hands, we get to connect with them. And we're not so alone in that. And that's why I think I have like this romantics or like sentimental attraction to the patina. So, but also like I'm really thankful for the opportunity to have this conversation earlier, that like kind of using it as a structure with my friend Jenny, to kind of like give words to these thoughts that go on in the whole painting process. Like painting, a lot of time you're just alone and you're like doing these things and you're figuring out you're having these little conversations, but there's not words associated with them. They're just like, oh, that's what it happens in what I do this and that. And like, there's not words to it. And I'm really thankful for this opportunity to give some words to these nonverbal thoughts that occur while in the process of making a painting. And I really wanted to share it with you and my family and just people I know. I'm always like, there's one friend of mine once said, caring is sharing, and she gave me a sticker, and just think about it that way. So thank you. And